Imagine the coldest night you have ever experienced. Now make it colder. Now take away your house, your heating, your coat, your warm food, your electricity. Now imagine this is not one night. This is every night. 4 months. In temperatures that dropped to -40 degrees. In a world where ice sheets buried much of Europe and Asia under glaciers hundreds of meters thick. This was the Ice Age. And your ancestors not only survived it. They walked through it. They hunted through it. They had children through it. They painted cave walls through it. They thrived in conditions that would kill most modern humans within days. How? The first answer is fire. But not fire the way you are picturing it. Not a campfire you gather around and leave when you go to sleep. A fire you never let go out. Evidence from Ice Age cave sites across Europe shows that some hearths were maintained continuously for thousands of years. Tended by generation after generation. Passed down like an inheritance. The fire was not a convenience. It was the center of survival. You let it die and people die with it. And the caves themselves were more than shelter. A deep cave maintains a relatively stable temperature year-round even when the outside world is locked in glacial cold. The rock walls absorb warmth from the fire and release it slowly. A well-maintained cave with a fire was not comfortable by your standards. But it was survivable. And in the Ice Age, survivable was everything. But they could not stay in the cave forever. They had to eat. And eating meant going out into the cold. And this is where your ancestor did something remarkable. They wore the cold. Not metaphorically. Literally. They took the animals that were built for the cold and they wrapped themselves in those animals. The woolly mammoth. The Arctic fox. The reindeer. Every animal that had evolved over millions of years to survive sub-zero temperatures had something your ancestor needed. A dense warm coat of fur and hide. And your ancestor, with bone needles and sinew thread, sewed that coat onto themselves. The oldest known sewn clothing comes from sites in Russia dating back around 30,000 years. Researchers studying bead placement patterns on ancient burial sites have reconstructed what Ice Age clothing actually looked like. Tailored. Fitted. Multiple layers. Hood. Mittens. Insulated boots. Not a loosely draped skin. A precision-engineered cold weather system designed by people who understood cold in a way no modern designer ever will. Mammoth wool is among the best natural insulators ever studied. A single layer of properly prepared mammoth hide provided warmth comparable to a modern down jacket. And then there was food. You cannot survive extreme cold without extraordinary calories. Your body burns through energy just staying warm. In -30-degree temperatures your metabolic rate increases dramatically just to maintain core body temperature. Which meant they had to hunt. In the cold. Across frozen landscapes. After large animals that were very much still alive and very much still dangerous. They developed winter hunting techniques. Driving animals toward cliff edges in deep snow. Chasing animals onto thin ice over frozen lakes where the animal's weight would break through but a lighter human at the edges could not. Using the cold itself as a weapon. A wounded animal in deep snow that a human tracked for hours would exhaust and freeze long before the hunter did. Cold was not an obstacle for your ancestor. It was a tool. But here is the thing that I think matters most of all. The most important thing that kept them alive was not fire. It was not clothing. It was not hunting technique. It was each other. The Ice Age forced human communities into a level of interdependence that is almost impossible for modern people to understand. You could not survive an Ice Age winter alone. No individual human was capable of it. You needed people who could hunt while you tended the fire. People who could tend the fire while you slept. People who could make clothes while others gathered. People who knew where the herds were moving and shared that knowledge without being asked. The Ice Age tested the social limits of the human species. And what it revealed was something extraordinary. Humans are built for this. The cooperation. The division of labor. The sharing. The tending of each other. The passing of knowledge across generations. The refusal to let the fire go out. Not because they were forced to. Because somewhere in the long cold darkness of the Ice Age, they understood something fundamental. You do not survive alone. You survive together. Or you do not survive at all.